I am currently at the John Paul II Shrine in Washington, D.C., which is no better place to talk about personalism because John Paul II is a prominent figure in personalist philosophy, giving us some groundbreaking work on what it means to be human. Personalism is a type of philosophy that puts a lot of emphasis on the subjectivity or the interiority of the human person. One way to help explain what that means is to direct you to a wonderful article written by John Paul II called Subjectivity and the Irreducible in the Human Being. In there, John Paul II highlights key elements of his personalist philosophy. What he does is he gives us a vision of the human person that he says is both cosmological and personalist. And he says that we actually need both visions in order to have a full and complete picture of the human person. The cosmological vision is what we've known forever since the Greeks, is that the human person is a rational being. What distinguishes us from all other animals, all other living creatures, is that we have our use of reason. But John Paul II, he says that's not enough to fully explain who the human person is. He wants us to pause at the irreducible, at that which is unique and unrepeatable in the human person. And in order to do this, he gives us the personalist vision of man, which is a way to look inwardly into the person. It's kind of hard to do that, so how do we do it? Well, in this article, John Paul II puts emphasis on pausing at the person's lived experience. So he says when we want to understand a person from their interior life, we can't find a definition of their interior life or abstract it. It has to be either revealed or disclosed to us. One way a person's interior life is revealed to us is in their experience of a moral experience. For example, let's say a father is watching his child at a park and the child starts running out towards the street and there's a car coming. The father drops all that he is doing and he sprints over, jumps in front of the car to save the son. In that experience, the father's revealed a lot to us about his interior life. He's shown us that he's a man of courage. He's shown us that he's a man who is willing to protect. He's shown us that he's a man that will pursue the good for his child. And he's shown it in the context where it's a relationship between him and his child. This is a relationship he has with no one else. So we see something very unique about this action that the father just did. And through that, we sort of tap into his interior existence. Another way we can look at this in the article that John Paul II wrote is he says that we are present to ourselves in a way no one else is. We have a first personal view of ourselves. And he says this self-presence that we have with ourselves, it opens up our awareness of our interior lives. He says, when I'm present to myself, I know that I'm given to myself. I am assigned to myself. So entering into the inward life of the person and understanding ourselves inwardly is this ability to be self-present. And in our self-presence, realizing that we, in a sense, have an ownership of ourselves and that we are responsible for ourselves and that we are free to determine ourselves. Looking at the human person through this self-revealing, self-determining light shows that we are much more than just a creature that can use our reason, but even more, we have a whole life and depth within us where we can encounter and live out from.